My name is Officer Hernandez, and today I will be conducting your citizenship interview. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down and you can take a seat. Did you bring your permanent resident card, your passport, and a form of ID with you? Can I see them? Just hold them up so that I can see them. You can put them away now. Did you come by yourself, or is somebody going to be waiting for you? Okay. Did you fill out this application by yourself? Is there any information that we need to correct on your application? Now, please answer yes or no to the following questions. Have you called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party, any other totalitarian party, a terrorist organization? Can you tell me what communism is? Can you give me an example of a country with communism? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Can you tell me what a habitual drunkard is? Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? And why is that? Why have you never voted in the United States? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? Military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following? Prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? Can you tell me what deportation means? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? When was the last time that you filed your taxes? Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following? Genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te está yendo con la práctica? Recuerda que si te gustaría prepararte para responder una entrevista como esta, ofrecemos un curso en nuestra página cursosconfernando.com. En este curso encontrarás un orden de trabajo sin interrupciones que podrás estudiar a tu propio ritmo y a tus propios tiempos sin importar tu nivel de inglés. Además, contarás con el apoyo de nuestro equipo ayudándote en tu preparación. Recuerda, esta página es cursosconfernando.com. Continuemos con la práctica. Mucha suerte.
What is your complete name? What other names have you used in the past? Are you going to be doing a name change? What is your date of birth? Where were you born? Spell the name of the country where you were born. What is your height and your weight? What are the last 4 digits of your social security number? What is the best contact number for you? When did you become a permanent resident? How did you become a permanent resident? Let me ask you about your marriages. Are you married? How many times have you been married? Were you ever married or divorced back in your country of origin? Have you ever been divorced? When did you get divorced? What is the name of the person you divorced? Okay. Do you have the documents from that divorce with you? Can I see them, please? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? How do you support yourself? When was the last time that you were employed? What is your address? Spell the name of the street, please. How long have you lived at this address? Where did you live before? Why did you move? What is your spouse's full legal name? What is the citizenship status of your spouse? When did you get married? Do you have any children? How many children do you have? What are your children's names and their ages? Are you the biological parent of your children? Were your children born in the United States? Have you traveled out of the United States since you submitted this application? When was the last time that you traveled out of the United States? Where did you go? And how long was this trip for? Why did you take this trip? Okay. In the last 5 years, how many total trips have you taken out of the United States? Okay. And in the last 5 years, what are the total amount of days you have spent outside of the United States? Now we are going to do the civics test. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You will need to answer 6 of them correctly to pass this part of the interview. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Who is in charge of the executive branch? What does the president's cabinet do? When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? What does the Constitution do? Who does a U.S. Senator represent? Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? When do we celebrate Independence Day? Okay. Now we are going to do the reading and writing part of the interview. Please read the following sentence. Now, please write the following sentence. President Washington is the father of our country. President Washington is the father of our country. Okay, this is how you write President Washington is the father of our country. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? What is an oath of allegiance? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions? Okay, at this moment, I am going to recommend your application as approved. Congratulations.
Si te gustaría informarte de cómo son las entrevistas en la oficina que a ti te corresponde, dónde tendrás tu entrevista, te invito a que nos sigas en nuestro segundo canal de YouTube, Citizens Ahora. En este segundo canal ponemos experiencias todos los días de diferentes partes del país. Puede ser que una de estas experiencias te dé información que tú necesitas para tu entrevista. Así que no olvides, síguenos en nuestro segundo canal de experiencias, Citizens Ahora.